Imagine you're being stopped by the police. Your heart's racing. The blue lights behind you are flashing. But instead of panicking, you pull out your phone and video call a lawyer. Right there, on the spot. How do the police respond? Some officers resent it.
I'm not talking to you.
Others, not so much.
That is totally fine. Would you mind if I just grabbed his insurance card while you guys discuss that so I can go and continue that investigation side of it too?
As a Virginia defense lawyer for almost 18 years, I have concerns to share before you subscribe to one of these apps. But first, how do these apps work? Attorney Shield and Turn Signal claim to be your friendly, knowledgeable neighborhood lawyer ready whenever you need them at the push of a button through their app. And they've both posted some videos online of their apps in action.
Question two. I've never had anyone call an attorney on a traffic stop like that. I'm not against it. I'm just curious. Have you had that experience in the past?
From experience, I can tell you that no judge I've ever seen would ever let you use an app like this in the courtroom in place of a live lawyer. So the real scenario where these apps could be useful is in situations where you encounter police in real life, and the primary way that happens to most of us is in a routine traffic stop. This video was sent to me by a fan. And by the way, if you have ideas for videos that I should cover, please feel free to email me at andrew@andrewflushy.com. We'll throw that email down in the description.
You said you've had nothing to drink this evening.
Hello, officer.
Have you had anything?
Hello.
I'm not talking to you. Who are
I'm
you?
his attorney, sir.
Okay, well, he can talk to you after the traffic
He
stop,
has the
man.
right to have his attorney present during any questioning by police.
That's fine, but I'm not going to talk to you right now. All right, so what I'm going to need you to do is perform a couple steps or a couple tests for me, okay?
Field sobriety tests are voluntary, sir.
Ma'am, I'm not
I'm
talking
talking
to you.
to my client.
So is the officer right? Can he ignore Polly, your pocket lawyer? Yes. There's no law, at least in Virginia, that requires the police to talk with your lawyer during a traffic stop. Whether it's through an app like Attorney Shield or whether it's just a regular phone call via your car's Bluetooth. But there's also no law, at least in Virginia, that stops you from summoning a lawyer and seeking their advice during the traffic stop. But keep in mind that you also can't be obstructing justice in the process. That could be a dicey line depending on the situation and what the officer is asking you to do. Some officers are going to do exactly what this cop does and ignore the lawyer completely. But some cops may actually talk to Polly, your pocket lawyer, and instantly regret it.
This is the third day in a row we got calls about him coming through the village of Bronxville, recording people in public places. This is the third issue. This is the third time that something's happened.
Why, was somebody hurt?
Huh? Well, he put it in somebody's face and he must have pushed it away.
Was some kind of law broken?
Technically, no.
Lawyered. Okay, I guess these apps aren't all bad. If this gentleman is in a public place where he has the right to be, and all he's doing is filming other people in that public place, he is likely 100% within the law, and the officers are wrong for frankly even stopping him in the first place. This lawyer does a good job of pointing out those facts. But here's my biggest concern with these apps. The law varies from state to state, and sometimes even between different cities and counties within the same state. For example, did you know that it's illegal to make a right on red on the entire island of Montreal? Even if there's no sign at each specific intersection, the entire island forbids right on red. You can turn right on red elsewhere in Quebec, but as soon as you cross a bridge into Montreal, you're sitting there at every red light until you get a green. Yes, that's a far cry from Virginia, but it's ski season and I'd rather be in Quebec. So a major concern about these apps is whether the lawyer that you summon with the tap of the button will actually know the law for the specific place that you're in. It may actually even be hard for the apps or the system to know which jurisdiction you're in and so which lawyer needs to be summoned. There are plenty of cities that cross state lines, for example, and depending on what part of the city you're in, you might be in one state or the other. It can be very confusing which jurisdiction applies. I know Virginia DUI law like the back of my hand, and I could certainly coach a person through a traffic stop via the phone or a video call. In fact, I could start a whole YouTube channel about it. But if a person called me during a traffic stop in California or even West Virginia, I wouldn't know for sure what their duties, responsibilities, and rights are based on those state laws in question. And I could accidentally give you bad advice, which might lead you into more trouble. For example, whether or not you can refuse a roadside breathalyzer test depends upon the state. In a few states, you cannot refuse that without punishments, but in a state like Virginia, you can. I don't have that list memorized of which states you can't refuse, and I doubt that Polly, your pocket lawyer, has it memorized either. And what if the cops seem like they're being friendly and helpful? See if you can spot the error in this interaction.
Is he going to be detained? Ask him if you're going to,
Am I going to be detained when I step outside? No.
Yes, sit on the chair right up.
There's the seat out here on the porch. I can sit. They say I can sit on the porch, but I won't be detained.
Okay. Yes.
Is that okay?
If they've agreed not to detain you if you sit on the porch. Correct? Okay.
Yep.
Right. As long as you stay out here while she's inside getting her stuff, then we won't detain you.
Okay.
I don't know the full details of what actually happened in this case, but I would never suggest that my client walk through that doorway without knowing every single thing that's going on. As fans of this channel, you know the police can and do lie to us. These officers might say they're not going to detain you, but as soon as you walk out of your home, if they have a reason to do so, they can slap on those silver bracelets and it's 100% legal. But my biggest concern is something like this happening to you.
You have to sign the ticket, okay?
Matt, 1 minute, okay? Okay. To start with, let him know that you need 2 minutes to speak with your attorney, and just ask him.
I need your signature right here, okay?
This is my attorney.
Okay, your attorney is going to advise you to sign the citation.
That's not what you just said.
I'm not.
She's not a very good attorney. I need you to sign the citation. If you refuse to sign the citation, I have to take you to jail, okay? And I'm going to book you for refusing to sign a citation. I don't want to do that, but I will.
Okay, Matt, just tell the officer 1 second, please. Just say 1 second, please. One second, please, sir. Please. Thank you.
1 second, sir.
Thank you. Okay, Matt, I can't speak with you in front of the officer because then there's no attorney-client privilege. So what we're gonna do is he has the right to give you the citation. You have the right to fight the citation. So for now, we want to avoid any kind of altercation, and you're gonna sign it because he is giving it to you, and your signature only says it only means that he gave it to you, that you affirm that he gave it to you. That's all the signature means. Okay, so tell him you'll sign it, and then we'll talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Great.
And I'm right here. Just
out of my car. You're not supposed to be inside my car.
Sign the citation.
He's
going to jail.
He's inside my vehicle right now.
Sign the citation or we're going to jail, okay? Do you understand?
You're breaking my Fourth Amendment by being inside my vehicle, sir.
Sign the citation.
I'm going to, but you need to remove yourself from my vehicle.
I'm going to remove you from the vehicle if you don't sign the ticket.
I'm in the process of signing it.
Officer, I don't know if you can hear me, but this is being videotaped.
He just walked off.
While I want you to live free and stay free, I never want you to escalate a situation with the police. And you don't know until it maybe is too late what it's going to do to that officer's demeanor and the entire situation if you try to shove Polly, your pocket lawyer, in their face. And look, I know some of my viewers are fine with antagonizing the police. And frankly, some people probably look forward to it. But in my many years of experience, I can tell you that it's in your best interest to try to de-escalate police encounters. Many officers are calm, respectful, and level-headed, but some aren't. And I worry that shoving one of these apps in their face and trying to not talk with them and have them talk through a video app could lead you into more trouble. Let's say you still really want to get one of these apps. Is their advice any good? Let's do a lightning round of reactions and find out.
Work on this phone.
Hi, my name is, and I work at Attorney Shield, and I am a licensed attorney. And I understand.
Well, did I pull you over or did I pull your client here over?
Are you asking me a legitimate question right now? Could you repeat it?
I don't understand why she doesn't understand the question. The officer's clearly trying to talk to the client.
I asked you if I pulled you over, if I pulled your client over.
Okay, do you think this is a game, ma'am?
No, I'm just doing my job.
I also am doing my job. I also am doing my job, ma'am.
Driver's license and insurance card.
And you can address your questions to me.
Okay, well, I'm going to need a valid driver's license and insurance card.
Okay, she can provide those.
While this lawyer is technically correct, talking down to a police officer is never a good idea.
That's my attorney, sir.
I know, yes. I'm Captain Stevens, Vanderbilt Police Department. Since your client is now under arrest, we're going to end this phone call. He can talk to you once he gets down to booking, okay?
I understand.
All right, thank you.
Well, not much there. Once you're under arrest, you're under arrest.
Can you go ahead and hang up because his is password protected.
So that's kind of funny. I don't know if the app itself locks it maybe so the officer can't just shut it off. But the solution to that is the officer can just leave your phone in your car. So if there's a traffic stop, they don't really have to let you bring your phone or any property if you're being arrested. In my experience, they usually ask, is there anything that you need to bring with you? And they'll try to get your keys and your wallet and your cell phone. And frankly, that's actually kind of a courtesy.
Is there an attorney?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
So this is interesting. She is not blurred out. I wonder if when attorneys sign up for the platform, if maybe they're asked, are you willing to have your picture, used in social media campaigns? Maybe that's a thing.
What we have is we had a road rage incident where somebody described a pistol with extended magazine was pointed at them from a vehicle that's here in the driveway. The people that are here in the driveway, the police officers got here and saw them go into the house. And we want to try to confirm whether there's somebody in the house with an extended magazine pistol that was waving it at people or not.
That officer is actually pretty cordial, explaining the basic situation to the lawyer, explaining why he's there and what he's trying to do. Now, maybe he's not giving her the full story, as we talked about earlier. They don't have to tell you the truth, but it sounds plausible why he's there and what he's trying to do.
I explained to your client that, one, we could get his permission to look for that specific style weapon, or we could apply for a search warrant. But first, we would probably do a protective sweep of the home to make sure there's nobody in there pointing a gun at us right now. But that's where we're at.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Ward, you understand that they don't have a right to search your home without a warrant, correct?
I told them they cannot enter the house without a warrant. Well, there's a difference between entering the house and doing a protective sweep to make sure there's not somebody in there pointing a gun at me right now. We wouldn't be searching the house. We'd be first doing a protective sweep, making sure there's no other people in the house that would do us harm. Then after that, we would apply for a search warrant to search the house for evidence.
So let me get this right. This officer thinks there may be somebody in the house pointing a gun at him, and he's just standing there talking to somebody on a FaceTime app. That doesn't sound plausible.
Yes, sir. But you understand that he doesn't have to give you permission to enter his home unless you have a warrant.
Correct.
This is where the Attorney Shield lawyer is incorrect. She said he doesn't have to give permission to enter his home unless you have a warrant. Well, that's not how it works, right? If they have a warrant, you don't give permission, they come in. Now you need to let them in or they're gonna force themselves in, but you still don't give permission. Because if they say, hey, do we have permission to come in? And you say yes, then if there's some defect with the warrant, you just gave them consent. This is where subtleties matter, and this attorney, frankly, that's an incorrect way to phrase it. That if they have a warrant, you need to let them in, but that doesn't mean you consent. And in fact, I would encourage a client to say, I don't consent to this, but I'm not going to stand in your way. Maybe something very explicit that you're not agreeing, but you're not going to get in the way of the search warrant.
For searching it, the protective sweep, I believe there's plenty of case law saying that we can make sure there's nobody armed and dangerous in there wanting to hurt us. Again, not to search the house, but to enter for a protective sweep.
It is his private property, so unless you have a search warrant, you don't have a right to enter his home.
Okay, we might agree to disagree on that point for entry, but anyway, we'll apply for a search warrant, and as long as these people all stay out here, maybe we don't need to do a protective sweep, and we'll just apply for the search warrant. So,
A+, no notes. At this point, I'm definitely not sold on these apps. While they might be useful, you run the risk of obtaining advice on the fly from a lawyer who doesn't even realize that they're misleading you or giving you inaccurate information. But you have to remember as well, if you're going to get one of these apps, to avoid escalating the situation further. Or better yet, watch this next video to learn about the lies that cops use on a regular basis. And remember, the best advice anytime you're interacting with the police: don't talk to the police.